Hello, Charles County. It is December 2025. I am Doria Fleisher in the Media Services Division, and this is our annual Gift of Information series. We do this series annually to give our residents a little bit of extra information as a gift around the winter holiday season. This year, we're talking about getting your best life in Charles County. We want our residents to know how they can save money, find plenty of fun things to do, and access the resources and services that we're proud to offer through Charles County government. We're starting today talking about 12 budget hacks, ways that you can spend money as a resident in Charles County. And I'm excited to have with me Jake Dyer. You know Jake is usually here as the Let's Get Fiscal series, and he was willing to step in today to talk about money-saving hacks. Jake, is it hard for you to talk about saving money in Charles County from the resident perspective instead of from the government perspective, or do you live in both worlds because you are a resident?
I would say I live in both worlds because I am a resident of Charles County, so I'm always looking for ways to save money.
So it's the how the government can give a little bit of a gift of saving money, but so you as a resident can take advantage of it too.
100%.
I love it. Okay, so Jake and I are going to tell you today about ways that you can find ways to to save your own money around the holiday season and all year long. We're doing 12, so you've got one a month. So Jake, let's get started. And I've got so many notes in front of us because I was thinking about it. Normally when we do episodes like this, we bring in a guest, right? I've got people who I can rely on. But when I started looking at these 12 different ways you could save money, it would involve having so many different staff here, and we couldn't support them on the podcast table.
No.
So I'm doing the work of like subject matter expert. You're doing the work of subject matter expert. I think we can do this though, yeah?
I hope so.
All right, so the first way that our Charles County residents, a budget hack, is recycling instead of trash collection and taking your own trash to our landfill. So I reached out to our Department of Public Works, and we talked about how if you pay for a trash service, they're coming to your house, they're collecting it, but that you can go to our landfill or our convenience centers anytime, and it's only $2.25 to tag a bag, so you buy like the one bag, or you can do the loads between $5 and $15. So I may take my trash to the landfill person. What do you do at your house?
So I live in the town of La Plata, so I'm paying the same flat fee on how much trash I put out. So I typically...
You just take it to the curb?
Take it to the curb.
And is there a limit to what you can take to the curb?
There is not. None that I'm aware of. But it has to be in the bin.
Ah, so if it overfills the bin, they will not collect it.
Correct. So then once a month, I'm not sure it's all year round, but I know the first Monday of the month, you can put stuff out, overfill stuff in the month. They'll take it, but then they'll charge you for that. More
money. So that's interesting because one of the things Department of Public Works wanted me to remind is that there's some stuff that even if you have trash collection, it won't pick up, like your mattresses and tires. Yes. And you can take those to the landfill, and you get 2 free mattresses that you can drop off before they charge you. So
that's news to me, too, because I got 2 mattresses in my basement that I've been trying to figure out what to do.
There you go. They can go to the landfill. You can save some money. You don't have to pay to have somebody take them.
Yeah.
Our Department of Public Works and Environmental Resources also wanted me to remind our listeners and viewers that recycling is always free. And for me, this is always interesting in our house because I know recycling is free and gets collected. So I recycle as much as possible, including when we get the pizza boxes. So pizza boxes take up space in your trash, right?
Yes.
And you can't recycle them if they have grease, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So what I do is I rip the top off the recycling box and I recycle the clean part and then trash the extra so that I can save money on that.
Good for you. You know what? I don't do this, but
I was going to say, like, I'm wondering if that's like it's in your house where there's a recycler and a not.
I don't, just because I just take the whole box in the trash can because I know it's full of grease. But I do know another thing you could do is that I know some people do is they do the K-cups.
Yes.
You rinse out you put that in your disposal, or you put it in and you do it outside, and then you take the cup itself and put it in the recycling.
There you go. Look at you. Yeah. So the next time you go to put that whole pizza box in the trash, I just want you to remember me, and I want you to think about 2 things that you could save the environment and save room in your bins if you would just rip that lid off. Just take the extra step.
Yeah, right.
Are you going to do it?
Hopefully.
You'll think about it.
Yes.
You can commit to thinking about it.
Yes,
Is that fair?
I will commit to thinking about it.
I appreciate you committing to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first way you can save money. Another great way from our Department of Public Works, they reminded me that we have free mulch at the Piney Church Recycling Center.
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
Yes.
We go on the Citizens Academy field trip, and it's a really cool place.
Yeah.
So kind of across from the stadium, you go and you pick up as much mulch as you need.
Yep.
And they'll load it for you on the weekends, which is super cool. That like they'll put it in. Yeah.
Well, really, because it's interesting because my father makes me go with them to do with it.
Yes. No, if you go certain hours, they'll do it for you. So check
Okay.
the environmental resources
All right.
page and it'll tell you when to do it.
Okay.
But I looked online. The average cost of a bag of mulch is between $2 and $5.
Yeah.
So what a great way to save money. I don't know. I'm not really into the gardening thing, but that way you just get your mulch for free.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Okay. Number 3. You know I'm an animal person. Our Department of Emergency Services, Animal Care and Control, wanted to remind us that when you adopt an animal from the Animal Care Center, and P.S., Animal Care Center is getting this brand new beautiful home soon,
Yes.
funded by Jake
Charles
Dyer
County.
and the Fiscal and Admin Services.
Well, the county taxpayers.
Yes, made possible through Jake's work through budgeting. So we're going to get this beautiful new Animal Care Center right in Waldorf, also by the stadium, so you can get your mulch and get your pet at the same time.
Yeah, it's a twofer.
It's a twofer. Department of Emergency Services wanted me to remind you that getting that pet from us at Charles County Government is significantly cheaper than purchasing from a breeder. You get the total package. Your animal is already spayed or neutered. It's fully vaccinated, and that literally could save you thousands of dollars if you factor in the price of the dog and the price of vet care. So another great way.
Yeah.
You have how many cats at home?
I have one cat. I will vouch. We got it from the animal care shelter in Hughesville, the one it is
Awesome.
now, and I would say that we brought our cat home and it was like it already knew what to do, which was amazing because we had no idea what
Right.
to do.
Like it was like, I'm a cat, get me a litter box.
Yeah, and
it's always interesting to me the difference between cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Like dogs don't do that.
Right, but the cat like knew what to do in the litter box and
Yep.
knew how to eat food. It was like, oh, we don't need to do anything.
Yep, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the Animal Care Center does all sorts of specials. So
Yes.
make sure that you're checking the pages because sometimes they have the low cost
Yes.
or the adoption free weekend. We just had an adoption free weekend. They also wanted me to remind viewers and listeners that there's typically a free rabies clinic in the spring and fall. They're not on the calendar yet, but people can look out for them. And that rabies vaccine saves you the cost of the vet visit and the cost of the vaccine you just drive through.
And I would say that's very popular because I run quite often on the weekends, and there's times I've been running on the road,
Radio Station Road.
and I could see the cars lined up. So take advantage of it, but
Yeah.
also
Block your day.
Be prepared because it's very popular.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been volunteering at the events, and it's really fun to see residents coming through with all these different animals. So you can bring your dog, your cat, your ferret, and it's really nice. Especially we hear from a lot of the people in the line that it means they don't have to get their animal out of the car. So if you have an animal who's
Yeah.
scared of the vet, now you don't have to worry about it. The vet just comes up to the car window, and you get it done really quickly and easily without a vet visit. So you're saving money and saving some stress from your pet.
That's awesome.
This probably makes you want to go adopt another cat, right, Jake?
Don't tell my kids. But
All right, so number 4, septic rebate. So we actually just put out information that our septic rebate program is getting updated as of January 1st, so it's coming. So for people who don't know, we have septic systems. If you have a septic system, you get it pumped. I don't want to go into the science of this because A, I don't understand, and B, it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
But you pay money to get it pumped.
Correct.
And we have a septic pump out reimbursement program that helps residents properly maintain their septic systems and protect local waterways from pollution. This regular septic maintenance, which is recommended every 3 to 5 years, extends the life of your system and reduces the risk of costly repairs. And our eligible property owners can receive a $100 reimbursement towards the cost of one septic pump out every 3 years. The change is that you have to use now an approved hauler, but you can find that list online and you fill out an application. So a great way to save money on that.
Yeah, but I would mention by
Please.
you doing it more often, you're also saving the environment.
Yes, so it's again a win-win.
Yes.
And I love that, that's one of those interesting things that I think that money, and you might know this, Jake, I don't know, that's money that Charles County has now worked with the state to get that money from, right? That's not Charles County government dollars.
It's our money.
It is our money?
It's our Watershed Protection and Restoration Fund money.
And
so,
that's what it goes to.
Yeah, so
okay.
on your tax bill, there's a stormwater remediation fee if you're a property outside the towns. You pay this fee, and then that supports
Programs like this.
Programs like this.
Awesome. So take advantage of it. That's beautiful. I'm so glad you're here because I wouldn't have known that. And then I would have given fake news. Terrible. This is why you're here, Jake. This is why you're here. All right. Number 5. And I'd really like you to talk about this one because this is your area of expertise.
Yeah.
Property taxes, something that causes a lot of heartache in Charles County.
Yes. So we've done, I think, one or two Let's Get Fiscal tapings on it. So I would suggest anyone go back. It's still relevant. They might be over a year old, but please, or 2 years, please check it.
Yeah.
On November 18th, we did an update to the commissioners. We also briefed the commissioners on all the property tax credits that we offer. One thing that I would suggest to anybody that owns a home, make sure you have the homestead tax credit application filled out. You fill that out to the state, and that just guarantees that your tax bill can only go up a certain percent a year. Or not your tax bill, your assessment.
Your assessment, which then impacts your tax bill.
Right.
Okay, so an easy way to save money is just fill that out and protect yourself in advance.
Once you fill it out once, you're in.
Do you know, I'm putting you on the spot,
Yeah.
what percent of our properties have that filled out?
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if people know about this, or
well, most of them do. Most of them fill out, and if you own multiple homes, you can only use it for your primary resident.
Right.
So,
but a good way to save money is to do that.
Right. And there's other tax credits, especially if you're seniors. There's a senior low income, there's senior tax credit. There's another low income tax credit, and most importantly, if you're a veteran, right, and you've been deemed you are 100% disabled through the VA's office, there's a way for you to get exempt from paying any property tax. And that's a Maryland thing. That's not just Charles County. Right. And I'm sure other states have that too, but stay in Maryland and
stay in Charles County.
Yes.
Stay in Maryland.
Right.
Yeah.
So you might not pay property taxes, but we also get other revenues from you, like your income tax. So if you're 100% disabled vet, but you're still working, we're still getting something out of you. But yes.
I think that's a great reminder. And I always appreciate, I know when you guys come to our Citizens Academy program and you talk about tax credits, one of the things I appreciate is that they are complex and there's rules of what you can and what you can't do. So you don't have to know everything. You just have to know to reach out and see what you're eligible for.
Right. And a lot of these tax credits that we offer is you have to apply yearly, just because a lot of them are income based. So we're checking your income. There's things you have to provide us to make sure you're still eligible.
So I will make sure, we're going to put this whole list in the show notes, but I'll make sure specifically that link for all the property tax credit options are there so people can look into it.
Yeah, and it's on our Treasury website.
Beautiful. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, number 6. I really like this one. Our Van Go program is fare free, which means that you can ride public transportation at no cost and save money on gas, save money on car maintenance, save money on the stress of driving and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And at one point in time, we've been free for about 4
Yeah, I was going to say, do you remember
now.
The timeline of that?
Yeah. So it was all, let's go before COVID, you paid maybe $1 or $2 to ride the Van Go. And then once we came out of COVID, we decided that let's make it free. Let's incentivize people to get back into our transit system. We want to incentivize people to go back to our community college, like give them opportunities to get somewhere. So we made it fare free to create opportunities, and it just helps the driver from collecting. Right. They don't have to worry
Which
about.
Which makes then the whole system run better.
Yeah, more efficient.
I'm always impressed, and I hate to sound surprised about this, but I am always impressed when government actually takes a step back and is like, can we do this better, even if it's not the simple answer? I appreciate that it's a sign of like we really are trying to do things well.
Yeah, and I think we were one of the first ones in the area to make it
Yeah, we did it as a test run first, I think, right, to see if this worked. And then, because I remember when I first moved to Charles County, the kind of jingle was, with only $1 of dough, you can ride Van Go. But now you don't even need the $1 of dough.
No.
It's free. Save that $1 of dough.
Exactly.
I also joke, one of our longtime transit staff is Rob Romero. Yeah. So when I see him now, I always say, with only $1 of dough, you can ride Van Go with Rob Romero. But now I don't. The jingle's gone.
I know. I bet he made up that jingle, though.
You think he did that? Yeah. I gave myself credit. All right. We'll have to see who got the copyright on it first, but it doesn't matter anyway because now it's just free. Save your $1 of dough. Save your $1 of dough and ride Van Go with Rob Romero. We nailed it. Okay. Our Recreation, Parks, and Tourism Department has another great money-saving option. This is number 7. We have the Rec Pass, and I printed out because it's a little bit complicated, so I'm going to go through all my papers about the Rec Pass. So I want to make sure I say this correctly. I don't want to get my friends in Recreation to tell me I did this wrong. The Rec Pass is an annual membership which allows for unlimited visits to any drop-in programs at school-based community centers, the Port Tobacco Recreation Center, Waldorf Senior and Recreational Center, and Elite Gymnastics and Rec Center. The pool membership can be added so you can also use all of the Charles County Recreation Division operated aquatic facilities unlimited during the summer. So what's really cool is that without that, you need that drop-in fee. But if you use the Rec Pass, I'm looking at my notes, Jake. It looks like the Rec Pass is around $50 for our youth and seniors, and it's 100 for our families. 100 for our adults and 125 for our parents and children, and we've got a 175 for a couple. So it's an interesting, like, you pay depending on what you need. But when you think about using that unlimited, that's a huge deal, yeah?
Yeah, so it's kind of like, and then what you do is it's like you go to the gym, or you just get your little key card. That's what you do. You pay it, you get a little thing, and you scan it, and you're off.
And then
you're
good. And I think about, so we have that the magazine that comes out that tells you all about all the recreation options that are going on in the county, and it's great that you could go through that and be able to say, like, I could show up at this night and do this for free, but then pay for this. It's just a nice, instead of having to pay for the gym. And to add in the pool looks like it goes up to around 100, 150, depending on how many people in your household. So unlimited use of a pool, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I would do it.
Great way to save some money. Number 8 kind of ties along with that, our senior centers for our older folks. One of my favorite places to go during the week. I don't know how often I think I get to travel around the county more because of my job than you probably get to. But the senior centers during the day are amazing. And they are no cost. So you can show up and just be there. And then pay additional for some of the programs. You look like you want to say something about this.
Yeah,
you're not old enough.
Well, because I would tell you my favorite fan.
I'm ready.
My mom.
Yes.
Uses the senior center.
She should be at this podcast with us right now.
She can explain all the great things that community services does because she's an active participant. She utilizes the program.
How many days a week do you think she goes?
I think it has ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
Like, right now the holidays is probably
she's busy.
Yeah, but I know she participates a lot.
Because I was looking online, I Googled gyms in Charles County with senior discounts and actually couldn't find any. And I'm not calling out any businesses. Maybe they do and I just couldn't find it. But it's interesting that it goes from you'd have to pay a gym membership to if you're a senior, you could just show up for free.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things that I've done so far this year was it was a big honor. I was asked to be a judge at the Senior Talent Show.
Ooh.
Jake, that was amazing. You should try to get in on judging next year. The groups were amazing. So much talent with our senior community.
It's a lot of pressure, though.
Yes. I did struggle, and I am usually a fan of everybody gets a trophy, and the other judges kept looking at me like, make up your mind. It was tough. They were really, really good. So if you are a senior, save some money. Go to our senior centers for free. All right, I got more. Number 9. Our environmental resources again wants to remind that we've got special events like our household hazardous waste and our shred events. And I went online to find comparable prices for that, and it's shady because when you go and you're like, hey, how much would it cost for me to shred my papers or household hazard waste? All of the websites say things like, just type in your address and we'll tell you how much it costs.
Yeah.
And my grandmother used to tell me, if you have to ask what something costs, it means you cannot afford it. So now you don't need to worry about it. Our shred events and our household hazardous waste are for free.
And I would also say they were very popular.
Yes.
Yes.
Busy lines.
Yes.
Busy lines. And that's great because I think, we do our Ready, Set, Prepare series on emergency preparedness also. And I think Wade Halbert, our emergency manager, would be the first to say, I've heard him talk about, like, get that stuff away from your house, make sure your papers are safe for financial security. So these are great ways of, like, if you don't need it, shred it. Yeah. And if it's something that could blow up, get it gone.
Yeah, shred your personal information, especially if it has financial information on it. Shred that.
That's a special, we get a special nugget of information because you're a finance guy reminding us, like, don't do that right now.
Right.
Good. Yeah. Good reminder. All right, here's another one for you, Jake, because this falls under fiscal and admin services. Okay. Checking for leaks to save on the water bill.
Yeah.
Because, am I correct that one of the things that so water and sewer billing falls under your department?
Yeah.
And one of the things that we get slammed for a lot online is my water bill was so high this month and I don't know why.
Correct.
Okay, so what does your department want us to do?
So we want you, it's, how like every so many months you change the batteries in your smoke detectors. They want you to have a routine to change the guts inside the toilet, the flapper. They want you to change that flapper because that flapper deteriorates over time, and when that deteriorates, it creates leaks, and they're hidden leaks because you might not even hear the toilet running, but the flapper has a hole in it, so the water is coming in and out of your toilet.
And then your water bill's sky high before you even know what you did.
Yeah, especially if let's say you live in a house and you have bathroom in your basement and you don't use that bathroom, go down there every once in a while and make sure that toilet's not running.
Just running
Yeah, because that's the one that can really get you. That if it's constantly running for a long period of time.
Yep.
Because when that water is being flushed out, that's just money. That's you're
flushing away.
Yes.
Oh, what an analogy.
Yeah.
I looked on your website too, and I'll make sure I put this link in there. Suggestions of replacing your toilet flappers, which are pretty cheap, instead of having the high water bill, and also a recommendation of a dye test.
Yes.
And I know you guys do a demo of that sometimes, so I'll put the link to how you can check this. But you can put dye in your toilet tank and then see how quickly it dissipates.
Right. So you put the dye in the toilet, and if you come back like a while later and it's not that same color of dye, then
you flushed that money.
Then it's a leak.
Yeah. I also just want to throw out there, and your team is so good about this, that if you get a high bill, call and check, because I think your team is really good about trying to identify why it went up so high.
Correct. And they will work with you if you have an extremely high bill and you can't pay it on time. They can get you on a payment plan. There's ways they will work with you to make sure you don't get your water shut off. But you got to come. You got to communicate to them.
I think one of the hard things for me is when I see that somebody has posted on Facebook or Nextdoor, my water bill was so high, what do I do? It's so expensive. And you see all of these comments back, but I'm just waiting for somebody to say, like, call and check, instead of just, this is crazy, it's so expensive, this isn't fair. Like, let's do something about it instead of just complain.
Well, to be fair, I see those posts, but I do think the more I see those posts, there's more people coming in and be like, hey, you might want to do this. So I'm glad people are coming up and say, please do this and that.
So I love that you said that, because you're leading me right into number 11, and I didn't even coach you to do that. So thanks, Jake. Number 11 is our Citizens Academy program of how to save money. And I really struggled with whether I should put this one in or not, because I'm so prejudiced about loving Citizens Academy, but I really do think this is a money-saving option, because you get free education, you get networking, and we feed you dinner. So twice a year, we do a program in the fall, we do a program in the spring, and you meet for usually 10 Thursday nights in a row. All of our different departments, like Fiscal and Admin Service, come in and teach about things.
Correct.
And then we want our residents to go out and share that information. And so what a great way to get involved in your community. And I think about comparing Citizens Academy to some of our networking clubs and groups and memberships and leadership opportunities that often come with a membership cost, or you have to pay a fee. This is 100% totally free. We're just looking for your time, and we really do feed you a good dinner. I promise I don't cook. I'm just really good at finding local restaurants that are good. So you saying that you feel like you see more people posting that their water bill, like, this is what you can do about it, obviously comes from all of our Citizens Academy ambassadors who are sharing this information.
Yeah, probably, yes.
100%.
100%, yeah.
And that's a beautiful, it benefits Charles County government, and it's saving you some money on the way. All right, so last one, number 12, and this is kind of a mishmash one. Jake, you work so closely with some of our affiliate agencies, and I feel like I ask you this a lot, but just for the sake of all of our listeners and viewers, what is an affiliate agency? Like, when we use that word, what do I mean?
An affiliate agency is someone that gets money from Charles County but doesn't report to a county department or directly report to the county commissioners, right? The county commissioners give them money to do their job, but they might have their own board that dictates how to spend money. So an affiliate agency would be like the library. That's the College of Southern Maryland, even the Charles County Board of Education.
Falls under that.
Yes.
So this is just a quick shout out to all those partners, and a quick reminder to our viewers and listeners of how many great programs are out there to save money outside of Charles County government. So I just scribbled a couple of notes. Like, I know our health department always has these amazing programs that are offered at no cost that you can go and learn about your own health, your own mental health. I was thinking, Jake, we always need more volunteer fire and EMS in our community, emergency medical services, and the LOSAP program is a money saving. So you volunteer your time, but you get 100% free training. And tell me a little bit about LOSAP.
So LOSAP is Length of Service Award program, right? So that just means that if you volunteer for a number of years, when you reach a certain age and get those years, you would actually get a check from Charles County to help you, to reward you for that participation that you did for volunteering for all those years.
That's awesome. And I know there's a way to calculate like when you volunteer, how much your training costs and everything else, and you end up, it's a volunteer option, but it's a volunteer option that comes with a lot of benefits.
Yeah, and there's a point system to you have to accumulate so many points a year to get a year's worth of credit. And those that point system also could help you get a tax credit from Charles County. There's currently a tax credit.
That's
program.
a great tie-in. I didn't think about that. That goes right back to what was our tax credit one? Yeah. So there's a tax credit specifically for our first responders, right?
Yeah. It's income driven and it's set, but and that's a yearly application.
Gotcha.
But you can not only get money right now, if you own a property in Charles County, you can get a tax credit if you're eligible, but in long term, you can get additional monies when you and it's really for it's kind of like a retirement.
Which is lovely.
Yeah.
I also wanted to touch on our library system, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
You can take out books. You can use audiobooks. So instead of paying a subscription, you can get so much of this stuff for free. You don't have to go buy the book. You can just take it out. And we have so many things that aren't even books. So check out the library. I know that there are ones that I am missing. So I guess what I would throw out there, this is my thought. And then Jake, I'm curious if you put your resident hat on. To me, the best way to know about all of this stuff is to stay engaged and then share that information. Follow it on social media if you're a social media person, but if not, just be engaged in your community and hear about it, yeah?
Yeah, and I would also, another way you could really save money if money's getting tight and you need to cut back on the gym membership, right? You can go to a county park for free and get your exercise that way.
Yeah.
So
being outdoors.
Yes.
It's awesome. And we're going to you're really helping me out today, Jake. I appreciate this because our next episode is going to be on, actually, I'm lying. Our next episode is not on the Recs and Parks. Hold on. Episode number 2 is going to be all about services and resources. So more about from cradle to grave with our Department of Community Services, how you can really access resources and services for free. And then our 3rd episode in the Gift of Information series is how to live your best life in Charles County. And we're going to talk about tourism in your own backyard, recreation in your own backyard, going to those parks and taking advantage of the great things we have to offer. So that I think sometimes we as residents forget that there are actually people who travel here to use the things that we have, and we can be using them for free every day of the year.
Yes, there's so many great parks out there if you want to walk.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to say it because it's hidden gem, because it's my favorite place
I was
to
going
go
to say,
to.
be careful. What if you attract
Friendship
people there?
Farm Park in Nanjemoy. The trails and the scenery there is fantastic.
Do you know, Jake, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Do you know that is my favorite park? Because I used to walk there when I worked at Melwood. I would cross the road and walk down there, and it's my favorite kayak launch, too.
Yeah.
How have I never seen you there?
Because I'm always in the trails back.
And I'm on the water. Okay,
Yes.
So we'll have to look for each other. But no, that is a
Exactly.
beautiful one. And lots of bald eagles and herons, which is my favorite. Yeah. Jake Dyer, thank you for being here today to help me talk about the 12 budget hacks. And actually, there was more than 12 because we had them kind of sprinkled in of ways that our residents can save money in Charles County. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you, thank you. And thank you, our listeners, viewers, for tuning in. I hope you'll be able to use some of these hacks and share them with your community, your friends, your family, your networks. We want you to live your best life here in Charles County. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of The Gift of Information. Stay tuned for our future episodes. And as always, take care, stay safe, and stay engaged.
Thanks for listening. If you like this podcast and want to hear more, search Charles County Government on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. And be sure to like and subscribe. We're also available on YouTube. Search Charles County Commissioners. And stay connected for all county news, information, and programs by visiting www.charlescountymd.gov/stay connected.